Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. As always, it's your boy, K Tizzle here, in the truck, driving along. Just got done playing golf with the old man, and pretty hot one, but it's pretty fun nonetheless. Heading home now. Just wanted to put my 2 cents out there about the whole Switch 2 debacle that's going on. I kind of wanted to wait for the dust to settle before I put my opinion out there. First and foremost, which I think most people agree, the price is too dang high. $450 for the base system, and then $500 if you get Mario Kart World with it. That's, for me, that's too dang high. And I'm gonna tell you some reasons why I think that's too high to start with. And this, most of the things that we see online about it is a lot of it's hearsay. You don't really know for a fact, or at least I haven't seen it for a fact. But so apparently you're going to be playing on handheld. I believe it said you're going to be at 120 hertz. Not 120 hertz. Sorry, 120 frames, which for a handheld is really good. So with that, I'll give them that. 120 hertz on a handheld, that's good. But apparently the software and the graphics are, what I'm hearing is like the PS4 Pro graphics, which I don't know, you can't see. I'm kind of torn between it because PS4 Pro graphics were really good, and for most games on the PS5 they look pretty much like the PS4 Pro. So to say, I've heard people say that the Switch is 3 years old, the technology is 3 years old. I don't know about all that, because if it's the PS4 Pro, that's only like 1 generation old. But on the other hand, and I agree with a lot of people, if you're paying $500, you know, pretty much $500 with tax. If you're paying $500, I want next gen or current gen at least, not last gen. So I'm griping with that. The Pro controller is obviously $80. So most people that I know of that play the Switch are not using Joy-Cons. They're playing with a Pro controller, so that's gonna be $80. So you're at $580. Might as well say $600 with just the controller and the system. What else? The whole thing about having to pay, having chat be behind a paywall, which is kind of stupid to me. Like, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to use chat. You're gonna have to pay more money, which I guess you do that with the Xbox and the PlayStation because you have to buy their online service. But still, it's like kind of ridiculous. And to this be the first system that has chat, you think they would try to give it to you for free. I don't know if that's asking too much or what, but so there's that. Apparently with the memory cards, you're gonna have to buy a proprietary memory card. Those are going from like $80 to $100 is what I've heard. So you're up to like $700 now for the Nintendo Switch 2. And that's still with no games. And we'll get into that. So $700 already, around there, maybe a little less, but $700 for your memory card, for your Pro controller, and for the system. You know, that's, I love Nintendo, but that's getting out of hand. You know, and that's without games. So, and Mario Kart, let's get into the games. Mario Kart World is going to be $80. So now you're at $780. That's crazy, bro. $800 almost for Nintendo Switch 2. That's on a PS4 Pro platform. I don't know, man. But, you know, the crazy thing is, it's low-key smart. Because Nintendo's fan base is so deep that my prediction is this will be a success. People are going to go out and they're going to buy all this stuff. But I think it's going to be a no for me, man. Not right now, anyway. You know, I don't think it's going to be a day one for me. I don't know. I say that, and then I might see all the hype and, you know, see what's coming out and things like that. There is going to be you guys probably already know this, but there is going to be a new Souls game that's going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, apparently. Can't remember the name of it. But apparently it's going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. But I don't know if it's going to be a system seller. Not sure. And then the whole camera thing is gimmicky as heck. I think, like, what they were showing is apparently you can, if you have the camera hooked up, you can see what your friends are playing. You can actually, it's like screen share on PlayStation. But what I saw when they were showing it is that thing was like at 5 FPS. It was so pixelated and like laggy, and it's a gimmick. And another thing that makes me think Nintendo is like very, very selfish is that you can't use another camera with it. You have to use the Nintendo branded camera. So that's kind of sucks. That's kind of like PlayStation-esque type of business, because I know with the PlayStation you can only use the PlayStation camera, which is stupid. But with the Xbox you can use any camera you want. So just saying. So Nintendo, always loved Nintendo, grew up on Nintendo. So I probably will end up getting the Switch 2. I'm just not going to get it day one. I'm not going to pre-order it. It might be a year or two before I get it. But I've also thought maybe I should just get the OLED. And that's another thing that I forgot about. The new system is not going to be OLED. It's only going to be LCD. Which is a shame in 2025 to not have a screen that's OLED on a handheld. Because you can get the ROG Ally, you know, for $700. And have all the games you want on there, not just Nintendo games. But I think Nintendo depends a lot on people's nostalgia. You know, a lot of people love Nintendo. They grew up on Nintendo, like myself. They're gonna buy every Nintendo that comes out. I actually did just recently buy a Nintendo DS. I never had one growing up. I always went from Super Nintendo and I had the Game Boy Color, and I kind of didn't have anything after that. Well, I had the 64, but so I got a DS Lite, and I bought a game that everybody's raved about, and I've never played it. I bought Zelda Ocarina of Time. Apparently that's a lot of people's like favorite game of all time, and I've heard it's good on DS. So you guys let me know if you've played it on DS. So I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna try to stream. I always say I'm gonna stream, I never do. I'm sorry about that, but I want to try to stream the DS, but I just got to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I want to put my phone like over me playing. But yeah, I got a red one on eBay for like $50. And I did not know this. I'm so off on a tangent, but I'm just talking to you guys. You guys are my friends. I did not know this, that retro gaming right now, games are expensive. I was like, holy crap. Ocarina of Time was like $35, $40. I've never beat a Zelda game. I've tried Breath of the Wild. I can't beat it, dude. It's not that it's hard. It's just like I have no clue what I'm doing. And I've read online that that's the charm of it, is that, especially in Breath of the Wild, because you wake up with no memory of how to do anything. So the game kind of wants you to, you know, kind of get your bearings and figure it out for yourself. But I'm gonna beat Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna beat Ocarina of Time. Damn it. Anyway, my video is about 10 minutes long, so yeah, but that's my 2 cents with Nintendo. Low key, I think business-wise, they're making a good decision. I mean, people are gonna buy these things, so I hope I'm wrong. But like I've heard before, that's the only way we're gonna stop these people opening up a can of worms and charging this much for games and systems. Because what's to say if you charge $80 for Mario Kart or Donkey Kong? You know, Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be $100. You know, and then the next NBA 2K is gonna be $100. Then the next PS5 6 is gonna be $800. You know, so it's a slippery slope, man. But anyway, you guys have a good week. I'm going on vacation next week, so for the end of this week, so might not have any more videos for you this week. If I do, just be sure to check it out, like and subscribe. That way you'll know. Hit the bell. You'll know when I post a video. So, all right, guys. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later.